Hi, I'm Miri.
And I'm Marta, and we are the creators of Aquí No Sales. We made a concept video around binge eating disorder, and we decided to do this little explanatory video just to show you kind of what's behind the project.
So, what is binge eating disorder?
Binge eating disorder is an eating disorder that is pretty similar to bulimia. If you're if you know that disorder, basically the only difference is that there's no compensatory actions for it, meaning you have a binge, so you eat a lot of food in a really short amount of time, and you probably eat further, more than what you should eat, and you're full but you keep eating, and then you can't really control the quantities you eat or what you eat. So it's kind of that, but then you don't really do anything against it. It's just guilt and just feeling bad about yourself. So basically you don't over exercise, you don't take laxatives, you don't try to throw up and all that kind of stuff. So yeah.
So what motivated you guys to start this project?
Well, for both of us, this project is based on our life experience and our personal stories. In my case, I was diagnosed with binge eating disorder in January 2019, so earlier this year. And actually, when I got the diagnosis, I didn't even know what it was. I was I have what? I just didn't get it. And then I was talking to my family and my friends, and they didn't know either. So what really got me motivated is that I was being diagnosed with something that I didn't even know what it was, and a lot of people weren't aware of it. I of course had heard about eating disorders, but I always heard about anorexia and bulimia, but I never heard about binge eating disorder, or also that can be called B.E.D. So that's kind of what motivated me, just to put it out there, because I know once I started talking about it, then a lot of people didn't know about it, and then I can just express what it is, and then people talk to people, and I just think it's a really cool way to raise awareness, just to opening up the place, and just to make a conversation about it.
Yeah, for me, I was pretty shocked when I heard about Marta's eating disorder. I didn't know that she had it, and I hadn't seen her for some time. And superficially, everything seemed to be super nice. Whatever I saw on social media was super nice. So when she told me she suffered from it, it remembered me of my own past, my younger teens, when I suffered from it too. It was a bit of a dark phase in my life, I can say. In the first place, I tried to be skinny, so I was basically starving myself, trying to be as skinny as the other girls in my class, and it actually worked. I lost the weight, so people started to compliment me on my weight loss. What they didn't know was that it was super unhealthy, mentally and physically, and that I was also binging at times to compensate what I didn't eat throughout the week and what I denied myself. So it was really interesting to see that we both suffered from it, but we didn't even know that we were. So what I learned from the whole story was that sometimes people suffer for themselves, and you don't really know what they're going through. And it's a stupid thing, because while we all suffer separately, we could actually support each other and be there for each other and be authentic in who we are, with all the flaws. And although it can be an ugly and kind of difficult time for everybody, we could be there to support each other. So for me, it was difficult to do this project, but then also really important and really nice, because for me it's not about telling everybody our super sad stories, because also the disorder is such a small part of us and doesn't define us. But I just wanted to show that you can take the pain that you go through and turn it to something greater. And for me, it also justifies that I had to go through it, because I'm able to express myself in the art of filmmaking or the art of dancing, just like you, I think. Mm-hmm. And that's basically what it was about for me.
Yes.
And what is your goal with this project?
I mean, I think like for both of us, what was really good about it is that we had to talk so much about like these times, and like we didn't really have a filter. Like we just had to like explain, and then like I think it was like a really good way of normalizing it, at least for me, because like for me it's like super recent actually. So yeah, like I got diagnosed like with 5 months ago. So actually like I mean, I was lucky because I got like this like diagnosis like super early on, so I didn't have to suffer like the worst part, like the peak of the disorder for like such a long time, and it was pretty easy kind of to fix like in comparison to other cases. But like we still like when we talked about it, like there were so many things we had in common, and I just think like for me it helped me like normalize the situation so much. And just like by doing this, like even though it's like not an easy topic to like talk about, like I found that like talking about it, and like some of my friends would tell me, yeah, actually I had an eating disorder too, and I was like, oh, what, really? So it's kind of like what Miria said before, that everyone's kind of suffering, but no one was really like sharing that much, just because I think we can understand that it can be kind of a embarrassing topic, and like just the whole subject is pretty sensitive. But I think like our goal with this project is like not that everybody starts like yelling out and like, yeah, I have an eating disorder. It's not really about like being super like public about it, but more like being conscious that these problems exist, and like being conscious that, as Mir said, like this problem does not define you, but it does have to be treated, and it, in my opinion, it should be treated as any other mental illness, which is like with a lot of respect and a lot of touch, because in the end of the day, the eating part is such a small part of the whole disorder. There's so much like more stuff happening like to the person. It's like anxiety, it can be depression, it can be like obsessiveness, it can be like just some like a lot of stuff that just comes together and makes this whole mess. So I think like the best, like our goal kind of to make this was just to like open up a discussion about it, and just I think that's it. Yeah.
So what would be your advice for someone who has an eating disorder, or someone who has a person around that suffers from it?
Well, I think for eating disorders in general, and especially for B.E.D, sometimes it's hard to spot in people because they do not necessarily look sick or look overweight or underweight, so sometimes you don't know. But whenever somebody's coming up to you, having doubt about having an eating disorder or having B.E.D, just really be there for them, although you might not understand what is going through their mind, and also accept if they go through hard times and might not necessarily be themselves or be their best selves. And if you have doubt about being in an eating disorder yourself, really try to reach out for help. Like, we know that your mind is telling you a lot of things, that you're being irrational, that you don't need help, you don't need medication, you don't need this and that. That might be true, but just make sure that you get the help you need and confide in the people you want to confide. It could be your family, it could be your friends, it could be a doctor or whatever person you confide in. And find a way to treat yourself good and to find your healing path, I think.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and I think just like in general, to like wrap it up, we would like first like really say thank you to everyone that has like watched the concept video and like has like given us support and everything. And so yeah, we're really grateful for that, because we put so much effort into it, and we tried to make it as realistic and like raw as possible, so not either like over dramatize it or make it less than it is. It's just kind of like our experiences combined of what this disorder feels like. So yeah, we just wanted to say thank you first of all, and then we would really appreciate if you could like share it with your friends, with your family, just to help us spread the message and try to like give more awareness to people. Like we are obviously like really involved in the dance world, but we would like this conversation to go out of the dance community, so feel free to just send it to anyone. And yeah, we hope that like you could like connect with our like project and our just like our vision, and you could maybe either understand what this disorder is about, or kind of like get in the shoes of like like, you know, someone who has this disorder, or if you have it, just like felt identified with it, or any like thing is like valid. So I think yeah, we would love to, like, if you want to like start a conversation about it, like just text us. Like we'd love to hear from like any of you. Like it's really like, yeah, just like text us anytime and then we can just like, yes, like start a conversation about it. And yeah, just I think just thank you so much to everybody, and yeah, we hope you enjoyed the video, and yeah,
Thank you.
peace out.
A-Town.